All right, looks like we're live.
Oh, we're live.
We are
Okay,
live.
thank you, Ms. Idris. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to New Brighton Middle School's virtual Back to School Night 2020. I'd like to say welcome to all our new families and also a welcome to our returning families. My name is Craig Broadhurst, and it's my pleasure to be the principal here at New Brighton Middle School. This is my 9th year as the principal here at New Brighton Middle School. I've been fortunate enough to be an employee of this district since 1988. I've been a classroom teacher, an assistant principal, an elementary principal. And as I said, for the last 9 years, it's been my pleasure to be the principal here at New Brighton Middle School. I'd also like to introduce our assistant principal, Miss Christina Hadrius. Christina?
Hi, everyone. My name is Christina Hadrius, and I'm the assistant principal here at New Brighton Middle School. This is my 2nd year. I've been an employee at New Brighton for the last, is it 10, 11 years, a teacher prior to this, and this is my 2nd year as assistant principal. I'm also a parent of 2 kids as 6th grade students here at New Brighton as well. So I wear many different hats, and I'm happy to be here tonight.
All right, and I have to say it feels a little bit strange talking to you because I can't see you, but I am looking at myself, which feels kind of awkward. But we have about 15 minutes to share a few things pertinent to New Brighton Middle School, and then you'll be going to visit your child's teacher's classrooms by clicking on the links to the document that was sent out multiple times, but the most recent version is the best version to click the links on there because some of the links have changed. I wish we were all present in our wonderful Performing Arts Center, which is just behind me, and that your children were present here on site in our classrooms. But as you know, we're starting the year off in a distance learning mode. And I've always said that here at New Brighton Middle School, we have wonderful students, we have wonderful families and wonderful staff who work here. And we're still all wonderful, you're still all wonderful. It's just that we're in a distance learning mode at the moment. Yesterday, we had the pleasure of delivering over 600 piles of books and materials to families that came to our drive-through textbook and material pickup. And that was wonderful to meet some of the new families here at New Brighton Middle School and reconnect with the ones who've been here for a couple of years prior to this. So here at New Brighton, our aim, even though we're in distance learning, is to make sure that your child enjoys a rigorous, engaging, collaborative educational experience. And our staff, I can tell you, are working probably harder than they ever have in order to ensure that your child is getting a top quality education here at New Brighton Middle School. Tonight, you're going to get a chance to virtually meet your child's teachers and learn about the curriculum that they'll be presenting and which your child will be engaged in this year. And you'll learn about their virtual classroom expectations, things like how to contact them and things that are pertinent to being in this virtual classroom, in this distance learning mode that we're in. You'll get to see a language arts teacher, a social studies teacher, a Read 180 teacher, math, science, a PE teacher. You'll also get to visit an elective class and perhaps even go to a learning center. Now, you won't go to all of those because everybody's schedule is a little bit different, but you will need to know your child's schedule so that when you look at the back to school night schedule, you can click on the appropriate links.
Can I add how they can find the schedule if they haven't already?
Absolutely, Ms. Hadrius.
Oh, yeah, so it would be in your Illuminate portal, your parent portal, and that would be the schedule. But you can also, if your child is in the house right now, just have them open up their Google Classroom and you can find the schedule right in their Google Classrooms.
And another thing I wanted to say, that communication is always important and helpful, but I think it's even more so in this distance learning environment. So as you meet your child's teachers tonight, they will probably give you their contact information. You can also find that on our website, but please make sure you take note of that, because as I said, in this distance learning environment, I think contact and connection is more important than ever. And that's going to help you and help your child have a successful experience here at New Brighton. Um, it's no secret that the stronger the connection between you and us and the student, the better your student will perform. And that's been proven time and time again. So please make sure that you know how to get a hold of your child's teachers, and please contact them or myself or Miss Hadrius or any of our office staff for whatever issue, question, or concern you have. And I just wish that we could meet face to face, and hopefully sometime this year we'll get a chance to do that. But currently, not so much. If we were meeting physically in our Performing Arts Center, I'd be stressing one of the most important things for us, which is student safety. In this distance learning environment, we're still going to make sure, to the best of our ability, that your child feels safe, because we all know that if your child isn't feeling safe, it's very difficult to concentrate on learning and to learn. And so I want to stress the importance that even though students aren't physically attending school, if your child is not feeling safe in any way, please let us know or let your teacher know, so that we can address that. And feelings of unsafeness, how can that happen in this distance learning environment? Well, I think you're all aware of social media, and many of our students use and access social media, which has many benefits. It also has some downsides too. So I would request that you monitor your child's social media activities, and know who they're communicating with and what they are communicating, because oftentimes here at the middle school, most of our issues seem to stem with some social media activity. So I really appreciate if you could monitor your child's presence in that arena, and know who they're communicating with and what they are communicating. And with regard to that,
I was just
did
going
you
to
want to
add,
talk about Bark?
I just want to know if you can talk about Bark. I just wanted to add one quick thing. Just really, it's just to ask you that we need your help as well. So we need, Mr. Broadhurst and I and the office staff and the teachers, without the students here present with us, we could be so much more hands-on when they're with us. But when things are going on in the social media or texting, and we're not aware of it, and it's happening during class time, and it's affecting students, that's where we really need your help. And so if something's happening that you're aware of, please just reach out to us and let us know so that we can handle it. I just wanted to say that. Sorry, Mr. Broadhurst, I just wanted to throw that out, that we just need their help in helping kids feel safe.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I did want to mention that we do utilize a software that's called Bark, which when students are logged into their school email accounts and they are whatever communication they are engaged in, if there is something, the software is looking for keywords or key terms or even key images, and the software will alert us here at New Brighton Middle School if there is something that is of concern. And sometimes it's nothing at all that you would worry about. For example, I've seen social studies reports, work that students have done, that reference some kind of maybe an axe or a shield, and it got flagged because it was something that could be potentially dangerous, like an axe. And those are the kind of things that, well, I'm glad the system is monitoring, that we're not worried about, because it's legitimate schoolwork. But there are some times when students may write inappropriate things to other students and we get alerted to that, but not everything, only it's when they're in their school account. And sometimes people might write things which would warrant perhaps a counselor or a district social worker making contact with the student. So in your conversations with your students, and we've told them this also, but if you would reiterate that when they're in their school accounts, they need to be mindful of what they're writing, because if they do write something that isn't appropriate, we will be notified by that. We also had students in the beginning of the school year in their first period class. They had an activity around a New Brighton Middle School digital learning agreement, and we expect that they'll keep this in mind when they're engaged in their distance learning activities. Now, some of you may have heard and been aware, and I know that some of you have, because parents have contacted me about this, about there are some issues with some of the platforms, particularly Zoom seems to be one where sometimes inappropriate activities can happen from people who are not invited to the meet. I just want you to know that we are aware of this. We already took steps this week to address one issue that came up, and that we are actually moving forward with adopting a platform that has more enhanced security features, and that would block the ability to act inappropriately. And I expect to have some more news about that in the coming weeks. I would like to remind you that if you came from one of our feeder elementary schools, you probably had a Main Street Way or the Santa Cruz Gardens Way or the Soquel Elementary Way. Well, here at New Brighton Middle School, we have the New Brighton Way, which is about being respectful, being safe, being kind, and being responsible. We do stress that in our classrooms and here at school when students are here. And I do expect that the teachers will continue to reward behavior that is safe, kind, respectful, and responsible. And I'm actually can't wait to get students back on campus so we can start teaching them what that looks like here at New Brighton Middle School. The distance learning that we're doing currently is looking a little different from what it did when we started this in March of this year. And one of the things that we're wanting to see more of this in this distance learning phase is collaboration, and that's student to student collaboration. And I think that is very engaging for students. And in general, we want our students to be engaged in the classroom. Well, engagement, it's not very engaging to sit and listen to somebody. And I apologize, you're sitting and listening to me right now. It's not very interactive. But in the classrooms, we want interaction. We want student to student engagement. And that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to seeing how it plays out in this distance learning environment, is student to student collaboration in the breakout rooms. And I've had some conversations with our teachers these last few weeks, and they are pleasantly surprised about how enjoyable it is meeting with the students online. And I was, I don't know if I was expecting that, but when I saw the smile on this particular teacher's face, talking about how wonderful the students were, and because some of them are a little more tech savvy than that teacher, they were helping the teacher, and there was sort of a mutual admiration that the smile on the teacher's face told me that he's really enjoying this particular distance learning that he's going through. So I'm really excited to see how the collaboration plays out. I do want to let you know that our library will be opening. It'll probably open, I believe, September the 15th, a Tuesday and a Thursday from 2:30 to 4:30, so students could come after their classes. Of course, we'll observe all the safety protocols regarding face masks and social distancing, and not allowing groups into the library, but one student at a time. But obviously we want our students to be reading, and we do have our library open, and I'll send out more information about that, but the date is planned for Tuesday, September the 15th. As I close, because you have to go to visit some classrooms right now, I just want to say distance learning in this format is new to all of us. We did have a distance learning in March through the end of the year, which is slightly different than the live lessons or the synchronous teaching activities that are going on currently. There may well be some growing pains, but rest assured, our teachers are working very hard to make this a wonderful learning experience for your child. And once again, I'd like to welcome you to NBMS. And I do hope sincerely that I can see you here on campus at some time in the future. But we have to wait for some things to change and some guidance from our state regarding that. And so with that, I'm going to say, I hope you have a great back to school night and enjoy meeting our teachers. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm told that we had quite a few number, over 100 in attendance before we went on air, which is also more than have been attending the board meetings. So we need you to attend the board meetings so that the folks who run the board meeting don't feel like we outdid them. Ms. Hadris, do you have any closing remarks?
We have 278 viewers right now. So for our first
Wow.
live streaming, not bad.
So 278 wonderful NBMS families. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us this evening. Again, it feels a little awkward talking to myself, but I know you're out there and I hope to see you here on campus, as I said, in the not too distant future. So thank you. And we'll see you somewhere online or on campus. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. End the Zoom now. Okay. Bye, everyone.